poppin' vibe. I don't wanna catch no feelings, I'm just tryna catch a vibe. He wanna hit it from the back, he said he likes the way I ride it. He ain't poppin' fans, and I just can't let him slide. I don't wanna catch no feelings, I'm just tryna catch a vibe. I don't wanna catch no feelings, I'm just tryna catch a vibe. He wanna hit it from the back, he said he likes the way I ride it. He ain't poppin' fans, and I just can't let him slide. I don't wanna catch no feelings, I'm just tryna catch a vibe. Yeah. Good girl, turn savage, I've been tryna turn it up. Yeah, I've been out here living lavish. Said he's flaking what he sees, nails done, hair and lashes. I be stunting with my clothes, baby, with the new classic. Fantastic, and I know they can't stand it. Look me up on Instagram, big drip, bitch, I'm branded self-made. That's all me, bitch, nothing was ever handed. Wet and broke his little heart, now he call me bandit. Yeah, he's feeling my vibes. Yeah, he wanna feel on my thighs. I ain't no dummy, every man lies. Told him go a little harder and look in my eyes. I don't wanna catch no feelings, I'm just tryna catch a vibe. He wanna hit it from the back, he said he likes the way I ride it. He ain't poppin' fans, and I just can't let him slide. I don't wanna catch no feelings, I'm just tryna catch a vibe. I don't wanna catch no feelings, I'm just tryna catch a vibe. He wanna hit it from the back, he said he likes the way I ride it. He ain't poppin' fans, and I just can't let him slide. I don't wanna catch no feelings, I'm just tryna catch a vibe.
A bad little bitch tryna catch a vibe. I put that pussy on him, now he hypnotized. We love the night, that 1942 got him feeling right. Good girls turn real nasty when the lights go out. He like I'm super nasty, fuck his ass all in the backseat. Lil' daddy drop a bag just to get the kitty freaky with it. That strong grip got you deep into it. Fuck them little hating ass bitches, they be vibing to it. Is you with it or what, nigga? Where the money, what's up, nigga? I'm tryna ride it, what's up, nigga? Is we vibing or what, nigga?
I don't wanna catch no feelings, I'm just tryna catch a vibe. He wanna hit it from the back, he said he likes the way I ride it. He ain't poppin' fans, and I just can't let him slide. I don't wanna catch no feelings, I'm just tryna catch a vibe. I don't wanna catch no feelings, I'm just tryna catch a vibe. He wanna hit it from the back, he said he likes the way I ride it. He ain't poppin' fans, and I just can't let him slide. I don't wanna catch no feelings, I'm just tryna catch a vibe. Poppin', 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 poppin'.
It's 12 a.m. and I'm feeling it. I want you to come over right now. I'm thinking about the last time we touched. Can you give me another taste somehow? My body needs your attention. Satisfy me from head to toe. It's time to play and I'm ready. There's so much to me you don't even know. I want our bodies to compensate. Baby, can you push play so we can start this thing? My touch will definitely make you penetrate. Now pause cause I wanna stay this way. Rewind so we can do it all again another day. Bodies to compensate. Bodies compensate. Bodies to compensate. Baby, can you push play? Bodies to compensate. Bodies compensate. Rewind so we can do it all again another day. The doorbell rings and you're finally here. I'm waiting on you upstairs anxiously. In my sexy lingerie, full of dirty things to say. Eager as to what you have in store for me. Oh, I see a shadow coming up the stairs. Your facial expression shows me that you're ready to take me to ecstasy. My body needs to merge with yours. Come please me, come please me, come please me, please me, come please me. To compensate, baby, can do it all again another day. Bodies to conversate, bodies conversate, bodies to conversate, baby, can you push play? Bodies to conversate, bodies conversate, rewind so we can do it all again another day.
Welcome. What the hell? Hey, welcome to the Petty Murphy Project and Famo Nation Forever Radio presents Project Jurkk, everybody, with our musical guests, Dave Nudo and John Michael Ferrari, here on the Petty Murphy Project. Just want to let everybody know that, hey, you can follow the Petty Murphy Project on Facebook at facebook.com/the Petty Murphy Project, Instagram at the Petty Murphy Project, TikTok on the Petty Murphy Project, and we are live on Facebook Watch and on my YouTube channel at the Petty Murphy Project as well, everybody. And ladies and gentlemen, we are getting closer and closer to the As Petty As I Want to Be tour, kicking off in 9 days, everybody. Night one live at the Record Bar here in Kansas City, 1520 Grand Boulevard. Make sure you guys get your tickets. You guys see the lineup going across here and everything else. We're going to let that go across too, because it's a very great event. And we're also filming a movie too. Be on the lookout for the commercial coming out early next week, everybody. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets. Did a lot of great ticket sales. There's going to be some more coming up soon too. So make sure you guys get y'all tickets for that event. You guys do not want to miss it as well. And don't forget, night two, we're going to be at the Beach House Bar in Omaha, Nebraska, June 24th, everybody. Make sure you guys get your tickets to that event as well. And then June 30th, we'll be at Vivo Live Events here in Overland Park, Kansas, for the same show, everybody. Make sure you guys get y'all tickets for these events. You guys do not want to miss it. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring our guest on here, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, I got the Mystic from Famo Nation Forever Radio. I got John Michael Ferrari, and I got Dave Nudo here on the Petty Murphy Project. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Project Jurkk, everybody. I got the Mystic here from Famo Nation Forever Radio here on the Petty Murphy Project and Famo Nation Forever Radio. We got Dave Nudo, everybody, and we got John Michael Ferrari, everybody. John Michael Ferrari, you got a long history, sir. I didn't want to go into details of it, but it's very impressive, sir. Your resume is long, and Dave, I've listened to Lonesome. Man, Jurkk.
Thank you.
All right, and I'm gonna start with you, John Michael. Let everybody know who you are and what you have done. You have a long history, sir. So the floor is yours.
Well, I started playing in high school, probably like most people, and I got my first guitar when I was 8 years old. And I knew that this is what I wanted to do. And I was very fortunate, even at a young age, especially after I got out of the military, I was able to get work in small little clubs and make a living, playing with rock and roll bands, playing just those little steak houses in the corner where you see that guy playing the guitar, all the Jim Croce songs and things like that.
Yeah.
And just kept with it, kept with it. And I was fortunate enough to meet Pepper Jane, my producer. And she is the one that transformed my whole life from where I was into recording in Nashville and getting on the charts and all that stuff.
Definitely. And you have a very long history, and your music has been played on the Petty Murphy Project too. So definitely, guys, check it out every Saturday morning. We're going to play his music as well. Dave Nudo, Lonesome.
Hey. Yeah.
Very good song. Go ahead and tell everybody about your music. And though that song Lonesome hit me very hard. Tell us how you were inspired to write that song and what inspired you to do music.
Well, I guess it starts from back when I was just a little kid running around. The family reunions always had, guitars and fiddles and stuff like that. and a little keyboard and that kind of thing, and everybody's singing and harmonizing and all that. So I kind of had the itch at a young age. About 19, I decided I better learn how to play guitar so I could, sing my songs that I've been writing, and I don't know, I set out and that's what I did. As far as and I had a lot of help along the way, band members and stuff like that, and I just got I guess a little bit better at it, and so here we are. And I wrote this song "Lonesome" with a couple of friends of mine. The way I describe it is I'm pretty good at making music for the most part, but I'm not as good at relationships, so
Right.
those songs like "Lonesome" come about pretty easy.
All right. All right. John, you, like I said, you have a very long history, especially in music. When you started and everything else too, what has that music done for you? That drive, what has it done for you, and what doors did it open up for you?
Well, I think music. If you get to a certain level, you get the opportunity to meet a lot of people. You get to travel a lot. It's just a wonderful thing. It opens up a lot of opportunities for a person like that. But I think the best thing is meeting other artists and being able to play with them, co-write with them. It can be a tough life, and nobody's going to hand it to you. You got to go out and you got to work for it, and you got to be good. And the rewards are enormous once you get to that level. But even before that level, when I was broke all the time, I still enjoyed music. I enjoyed playing and meeting all the girls. It was good. It was cool. That's why in high school you join a band, because you can get popular when you join a band.
That's right.
Definitely. Famo, you want to ask him some questions? Go right ahead.
Mr. Ferrari, I was going to ask, what is a project that you've done that's more near and dear to you or more personal to you than maybe more than any of the others?
I think recording in Nashville, when you start going to studios, even in Hollywood, Los Angeles, and other cities, when you get to that level where you're in the environment of other really good professionals, people who are so much better than what you are, it just elevates everything. It just makes everything so worthwhile. And it's exciting to be in that environment. You go in and you study all these years, you play all these years, then you meet all these studio musicians, and they're phenomenal studio musicians. And not only when they work on your project, they give it 100% of their time and their energy and their focus to help you with your project. And when you finish with it, it's amazing. Any of our songs, we have several songs. We've recorded several CDs in Nashville, and it's always exciting. We're going to Nashville tomorrow. We're leaving for Nashville tomorrow. We have several shows and recording sessions that we're going to do tomorrow. So if anybody out there,
cool.
Go to Nashville if you get the opportunity, because they do all kinds of music, all kinds.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Much respect. And then I have a question too for Mr. Nudo. All right. Now, with you performing live, stage presence or getting out there, what is something that you take with you when you get that opportunity to perform live? What's something that you keep in your mind when you headed into that opportunity?
Well, two things. One, do what James Hetfield from Metallica did. Just be comfortable, be cool, and be confident. Another thing is know your audience, and you got to give them a little bit of what they want. And I don't know, just don't let none of it get to your head in any kind of way. That's sort of where I sit with it all. Maybe, just think about the concerts you've watched and act like those guys.
I agree with that. I agree with that. It's more. I do comedy, And of course, I promote music and stuff too. And I get ready to movies and stuff too. And this podcast, the message has his hands in everything. And for all of us to come on here, it means you have to humble yourself.
Absolutely.
You have to humble yourself. And basically, when you have that drive, yeah, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs.
Absolutely.
But always remain humble. Remain humble, and watch everything work. Watch God work. And it's because we have been blessed with a talent. When you've been blessed with a talent, whether it's to make people laugh, or to make music to make people feel good, or to speak to the masses, always be humble.
That's a good advice right there. I'll tell you what, if I get ahead of myself and try to think I'm too cool, that's when I'm gonna start stuttering on stage.
Right. And Mr. Ferrari, you've got a long career and you've seen a lot of artists come up. What is the number one thing when they talk to you? What is the number one thing that you talk to artists about when it comes to pursuing something like this? Is because breaking into entertainment is hard. So what do you tell artists or people in general that want to break into the business what they need to do?
Well, number one, I ask them, what is your goal? I mean, a lot of people have, they want to record songs or they want to just be on stage, but that's not enough. You have to be very specific. You know, I have a lot of friends that are writers, and I tell them the same thing. I said, what's your goal? And if it's to get on the radio, to get radio play, there's a certain format, certain structure your songs have to fit into. If they don't fit into that structure, you're not going to get radio play. You're going to get people, your friends and family, they're going to like your songs no matter how good. But if it doesn't meet that structure and that format that radio play is looking for in pop music and country music, you're just not going to get it. So if you know your goal, say, this is what I want. I want to be on the top 40 charts or country or pop, then you have to write in that structure and format. It's very important because algorithms will pick that up on Spotify. And if it doesn't fit into that format, you're not going to get radio play. You know, it just won't happen. But if you can take a great song, but it doesn't have good structure, you're not going to get anything. You take an average song that has good structure and format, you've got a really good possibility you're going to get radio play on the charts.
Come on. Great knowledge right there. Great knowledge, man. That's why I love doing this, man, because you love when you get opportunity to learn from great people, man, that share that knowledge and share that information. You know, if you listening correctly, you can take those pieces of knowledge and information and use them in your life and in your career, and it helps. So I appreciate the way that you explain that and the things that you said, because a lot of people out there needed to hear that. So appreciate you for that.
Definitely.
They want to write for themselves, But if you want to get on the radio, you got to write for their what they want.
Absolutely.
Right.
Dave, go ahead. If you want to add on to it, go ahead.
No, I would 100% second that. That's good advice. And, I never really think about saying it that way, but I can look back at some of the first songs I ever wrote, before I figured out exactly what John here was just talking about. And they were great, conceptually, and it was a wonderful story, and it was just this, whatever it was, but it was big and it was elaborate, and it was 5.5 minutes long. And it's like, there ain't no radio station alive that's going to put that on there. So,
right.
Yeah. But, it was actually kind of nice because I learned how to trim the fat, be a little bit more objective with my own tunes and that kind of thing, and cut out some of the story that wasn't necessarily that important to keep the thing moving forward. So, yeah, I mean, that is kind of nice to be able to streamline music a little bit and make it a little bit more glossy and a little bit more for everybody.
I can dig that. Now I'm gonna ask you both this question. And Famo, you and I talk about this a lot on Famo Nation Forever Radio. We've actually talked many times about this here on the Petty Murphy Project. what advice, what knowledge and tools can you give artists that already got their names out there, making a little bit of headway, not quite there, but they have the potential to get there, and those that are coming into the game? What do they really need to do to basically be known?
Well, for us, it's networking. And Pepper, my producer, we're an independent artist. So everything we do, we have to do just like what major companies have to do. You got to spend money. You're not going to get radio play and advertisements if you don't spend a little money. You got to spend money out there. We hired a radio promoter when we first started. They're not cheap. They're expensive, but it paid off. It paid off because we followed the advice of other people going into the music business, radio structure, radio format. And he told us when we first hired him as an unknown, he said, it's unlikely that you're going to get any radio play, but you've got everything in place, so it might happen. Within 2 months, we were on the charts, and every one of our songs hit the charts because of the radio structure, radio format that we had. And we try to do what the big companies do, and it's hard, but it's expensive. But you got to do it. You got to spend a little money on yourself. It takes a little money.
Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself.
Absolutely.
And you got to have something that people can hear. When you meet people, you got to be able to give them a song. Say, if we go to Reverb Nation, you can hear my music there. Or here's a CD. Here's something. This is my calling card. If you don't have that calling card, nothing's going to happen for you. You got to invest in yourself. You got to get in the studio, work with other people, get a mentor. If you can get a mentor, somebody who's a little bit further ahead than you are, and listen to their advice. You don't have to take the same path, but there are certain nuggets that he has available for you that you can use to get where you want to go.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I 100% agree.
Dave?
Great knowledge.
Yeah, personally, I'm still in the mode of getting the recordings, and like John was talking about, going down to Nashville and hanging out with those cats, all the studio musicians, and they do extraordinary work compared to what I was able to do before I ever started that route. And
definitely,
and it does take money. It takes, and hopefully you can find somebody to back you up. If you can't, you just got to pinch and save and make it happen, because I haven't been able to afford a radio promoter, but that is the next step. So.
Oh yeah.
And I'm always kind of like a sponge. Whenever I get around anybody I can, I'm always trying to absorb all the knowledge that I can. Pretty much, even from people that have experiences but less time in it and less experiences, when they tell me about their experiences, if it differs from mine and something I can take, I'll definitely take it.
Man, I respect that. I respect
definitely.
That. I'm very similar to that too. And like I said, like the sponge, man, y'all have said a lot of great information that a lot of people, especially artists, needed to hear too, and give them a little bit of motivation, because it's right now it's oversaturated with a lot of false information, and people that want to get to those levels and want to be known a little bit more just jump on anything and everything. So I'm glad the way both you guys explained it in very good detail, but in a way that is understandable. I appreciate y'all for that.
Yeah, right on.
I do too. And the number one thing, because this is great nuggets too, but the number one thing that you really must do outside of networking, travel. Yeah. Go to different places. Like you said, Mr. Ferrari, your friends and family will like your songs, but you got a lot of strangers that don't know who you are. And you got to go out there and introduce yourself. You got to basically be your own promoter. And you basically got to promote your music. And the way that you promote your music, go to different cities. These people don't know you, you don't know them. But by the time that you're done performing and you actually introduce yourself, the people will know who you are. Whether they love you or they don't, they're going to know who you are. And if you go to these different cities, you will see that the difference between performing in your hometown versus performing in someone else's city. You will see the difference. And it actually helps your music or your comedy get out there further.
Yeah.
Why? Word of mouth. Word of mouth is
And
beautiful.
also experience. And also experience. I believe, man, every time you do go somewhere and say for artists that perform, you're gonna get a different person in the crowd. And sometimes if you read in the crowd or you read in the atmosphere, you understand what songs might have moved that crowd in that particular area versus when you performed in a different part. So you can kind of use that too to help you move forward. Because a lot of people just jump up and just perform any song. But when you know, like Mr. Ferrari was saying, when you know the structure of some of these things, man, you can nail it and it can help you move forward and help you really connect. But I think with performing, man, just that experience every time you hit that stage in front of a crowd, and performing your music, you're able to read something and learn something, about the crowd, your music, how it makes them feel, how it makes them react. And that right there is key too. Would y'all agree on that when your guys is performing, reading the crowd and stuff with your music?
Absolutely. I'll tell you a little thing I learned years ago is I used to be on tour and I would go from city to city. And I always tell my producer, Pepper J, there's never a stranger in the audience. Don't ever treat people like they're strangers. Treat them like they're your best friends. When you come out on stage in any town, if you come out with a smile and you look at people and you treat them like they're your best friend, they're gonna love you. They're gonna be attracted to you. And that's the real ticket. There's never a stranger in the audience. Don't treat people like strangers. Treat them like you love them, you care about them, and they're your best friend.
That's good advice, John.
Absolutely.
Dang,
Man,
man.
Abs-
hey,
Absolutely. And the number one thing that I preach, the Mr. Preach, and I see you guys preach it too. You gotta promote.
Yeah.
You gotta promote.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
And the number one thing that I tell people, where I got to in 14 years doing this comedy and being in entertainment with this platform, with the Petty Murphy Project, over 500 plus episodes, approaching 550 by July 1st, I had to promote. I had to promote and to push. And when people see you promoting, they see that you're promoting yourself in a way to attract the masses. It's not just to promote to your family and friends because you can always do that all day, every day. But you're promoting to a crowd, a market. You're building yourself a marketplace. And when you're promoting yourself, you're promoting the music, you're promoting the shows, you're promoting the interviews you're doing, you're promoting the magazines that you're in, the movies you're in, the videos that you have shot. You are creating a marketplace for yourself. And congratulations, you're not just an artist, you're just not a comedian, you're not just a promoter, you are a business.
Yeah, absolutely. And the best thing, Pepper does this because she promotes all of everything we do, is we like other people's music. We seek out people that we care about, that we like their music, and we tag them. Say, hey, John Michael Ferrari here. I love your song. I love this. I love what you're doing. You connect with people, give other people appreciation and thanks, and then they'll follow you. If you follow them, they'll follow you. It works back and forth. You can't just expect people to follow you. You have to go out there and
Right, right.
other people.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's another piece of great advice, man. Great information. That's real. That's real.
Absolutely. And to kick off the show, I did play a couple artists. One's a hip hop artist out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, by the name of Bay You Never Had. She has been on both of our platforms. The girl is humble. The girl is great, and she's doing it by networking. and the other artists that we're going to play again. And I want your guys' feedback and possibly, if would you work with this artist and let me know what if you would want to work with them. I'll get you the contact information. We'll go from there. Ladies and gentlemen, she's going to be performing on all three shows of the As Petty as I Want to Be tour, kicking off June 23rd, live at the Record Bar. Make sure you get your tickets. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Body Conversation from Danielle Deanda. I'm playing it again. It's my platform alongside the Mister. We don't care. You're not paying us, but we're still making money. Ladies and gentlemen, Body Conversation from Danielle Deanda. Let's go.
It's 12 a.m. and I'm feeling it. I want you to come over right now. I'm thinking about the last time we touched. Can you give me another taste somehow? My body needs your attention. Satisfy me from head to toe. It's time to play and I'm ready. There's so much to me you don't even know. I want our bodies to compensate. Baby, can you push play so we can start this thing? My touch will definitely make you penetrate. Now pause cause I wanna stay this way. Rewind so we can do it all again another day. Bodies to compensate. Bodies compensate. Bodies to compensate, baby, can you push play? Bodies to compensate, bodies compensate. Rewind so we can do it all again another day. The doorbell rings and you're finally here. I'm waiting on you upstairs anxiously. In my sexy lingerie, full of dirty things to say. Eager as to what you have in store for me. Oh, I see a shadow coming up the stairs. Your facial expression shows me that you're ready to take me to ecstasy. My body needs to merge with yours. Come please me, come please me, come please me. Please me, come please me. Please me. Bodies to compensate, baby, can you push play so we can start this thing? My touch will definitely make you penetrate. Now pause cause I wanna stay this way. Rewind so we can do it all again another day. Bodies to compensate, bodies compensate. Bodies to compensate, baby, can you push play? Bodies to compensate, bodies compensate. Rewind so we can do it all again another day.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was Danielle Deanda's Body Conversation. It seems like Dave may have dropped out, but he'll come back on here. We'll get him on here. Mr. Ferrari, what did you think?
Good production and good song. And it was repetitive enough where people like that. You know, people like the continuous repetition of something they can grab onto. They like that. It's familiar. It sounds familiar. See, when you write in a certain format, it sounds familiar from the first time you hear it, and that's why you like it. You know?
All right.
Okay.
Now, would this be an artist you would work with?
Well, in my venue, I would love to work with her. Sure, where I go, wherever, you know, absolutely. You know, that's the best thing about this business is you work with so many talented people, it's like magic. Yeah, you share the
Right.
stage.
Right.
Share the stage. I mean, she's a professional. She knows what she's doing. Whoever produced her music, they know what they're doing. And who wouldn't want to be on stage with that? The audience is going to love
That's
that.
it.
You know.
Definitely,
That's it.
definitely. And I will get her contact information. I will have her reach out to you, sir. It's because you have been doing this for a very long time, and your resume speaks for itself. I ain't got to run it down. I salute you. It's because what we like to call no legends in our culture, we call them OGs. You are an OG. We're giving you your flowers. We are going to give you your flowers, and we thank you for that. Um, Famo, we have dealt with, you and I, we go way back. Me and the Mister have
Oh
known
yeah.
each other since our days in Wichita, Kansas. We have
Oh,
seen a
right.
lot of talented artists from
Yes,
all
sir.
over.
Yes, sir.
And to get this knowledge from somebody
Right.
like Mr. Ferrari
Like a breath. It's
and
like a
get the
breath of
knowledge from
fresh air.
Dave,
Yeah.
what basically,
It's like
are we expanding more with what we're doing to get to the knowledge to these artists?
yeah, most definitely, and that's what you got to do too. Because, like you said, I know Mr. Ferrari. Much respect to him. He spoke on it. He said it. Sometimes, if you able to get a mentor or get under a mentorship, sometimes that right there is also key. And me and you both said it. We both have had some mutual mentors. We had some. You had on your own, I had on my own. That was very key to us and us moving forward. And that's because we didn't know certain things. Certain things, you can't wing it when it comes to this stuff. Sometimes if you don't know, it's okay, but you can go to somebody that you know. You can go to somebody that does know, and you can learn. And then once you learn, then you can apply that. You know what I mean? A lot of times people get out there and just jump out there. So what Mr. Ferrari was saying and Mr. David was saying, man, was perfect because a lot of artists can understand that even if you don't know some of these things, and if you can get under that mentorship, and some people out there still will, they do offer that, man, depending on how you approach them and how you contact them, and they might be able to do that for you, and it will open your mind, your vision, your career, your music. It might help you write better, all these type of things, man. But like Mr. Ferrari said, you got to do it. You're gonna have to get out there and you're gonna have to put the work out there and go get it.
Yeah, you got to do it,
Definitely.
and you got to be willing to get up anytime, anywhere. Where there's an audience, and somebody introduced you, get up there, do your song, get to know people. Performing skills. Many times, artists are in our area, and we find out they're here, and we feel like staying home. But you know what? We have an obligation to go out and support these people, and that's what you got to do. You got to go out, get dressed, and support these people. It pays. They appreciate, and I remember times when other artists took time out of their life to come and see me perform and play. I mean, what a feeling that is. 'Cause that takes a lot,
Right,
because sometimes you
Yeah.
just want to stay at home and watch TV or whatever it is. But we get up, go out, and Pepper says, "No, we got to go here. This is what we have planned. We got to go see so and so. We got to do this." And even though you don't feel like doing it, you do it. And then when you do it, you feel like, "Oh wow, it really." You don't do it just because it pays off. Sometimes nothing happens, but it changes the mind of whoever you're going to see. They appreciate that. They really do. And maybe a year or 2 years later, they may have an opportunity and they include you in on that opportunity because of what you did for them. Many of our opportunities come from people, from several years ago. They remembered us. They go, "Oh yeah, let's get Ferrari," because one thing I tell you, when you book us, you can always depend on us. I'll give you a little story. Years ago, we had a booking in LA, and somebody else came and wanted to book us for that same night. And Peppers said, "You want to book us?" And I said, "Well, we already have a previous engagement." Well, they said they would give us twice the money if we would play for
wow,
them. And I said, "No,
wow.
twice." And she told them, I said, "We can't do that." And they said, well, then they came back with another offer, 3 times as much. I said, no. And they said, 4 times as much. I said, no, we made a commitment and we're going to keep that commitment. And we kept our commitment. And then later on, a few months later, they hired us anyways. So keep your commitment. You make a promise, you make a contract, keep it. People love that when they can depend on you. When somebody says, I'll be there, you can count on it. That's a good feeling.
That is 100% the truth. Dave.
I'm back. Sorry, man.
Yeah, I saw that you're back. You did listen to the song from Danielle, the end of Body Conversation. Mr. Ferrari gave his approval. What about you?
Actually, man, I was bummed out. I could hear the song the whole time, but my internet connection between you guys and me somehow dropped off. But I was hoping I'd get a chance to comment anyway. But yeah, man, I really like that song. I'm not familiar with her, but that totally brings me back to like high school. When I was listening to groups like SWV. I don't know if you guys remember.
Oh yeah, we remember SWV. Yes, we do. We are old school.
Yeah, yeah, right. So actually, all them like the 1990s hip hop and rap and R&B and all that stuff. I was so into that stuff. But that really brought me back. And she's got a really nice voice, and I really like the storyline too.
Definitely, man. Cool. Like I said, I'll get you I'll give her your information. You guys can chat it up. But speaking of music, the evolution of music, everybody. We're all from different genres. We're all from different generations of music and entertainment. And we have seen lately what the entertainment industry has become. It's become, especially in the music, reality-based television music. And it's actually corrupted the generation now. Because the generation that Dave just spoke on, with the hip-hop and the R&B, and that goes with rock and country and everything else too, we come from that generation. And it doesn't matter if we're black or white. We all come from that generation. We're the old school.
Absolutely.
Right.
What can you say? What can you guys say? What can you guys say where you guys see music collectively in all genres? Where do you guys see music going as we head into another decade and another century moving forward? Because what people don't seem to understand is that in this business, as in life, you either adapt or you perish. That is evolution. And that's actually true. Mr. Ferrari.
Music is always a combination of different genres and different time frames from the 50s, 60s, 70s. If you listen to Bruno Mars, his music is very Motown, but it's very current. So it's always a mixture of what is happening today and what happened 30 years ago. You just take a little bit. A lot of my songs is a mixture of what I used to listen to in the 70s, but I make it current and make it sound like what it is today, but I'm still influenced by the music of the 70s and the 50s. I love those songs. So it's always where it's going to go. It's going to be a combination of something else. The 70s and the 80s, the 70s and the 90s, the 70s and the 2015. You mix it together. You throw it in there like you're mixing a juice drink, and you don't know what's going to come out. And that's what music is. You're always mixing it up together with something else. Little country, little pop, little of this, little hip hop, in whatever flavor it comes out. And it's always a mixture of one. Nothing's ever new. There's nothing new. It's just a mixture and a combination of different genres and different time periods.
I agree. Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. Am I froze? I can. Oh, there we go. Yeah, my camera froze, but right on.
We got you.
So, yeah, I interesting that you brought up Bruno Mars. That was kind of one of the guys that I've noted lately that just totally brings me back to a time prior than to this in music, but still it's so relevant now. I mean, it's like another guy is that Chris Stapleton. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but
Oh yeah, Tennessee whiskey.
Oh man, that
Yeah,
guy in particular, he's like all genres in one.
Yes, he is. And I'm going to say this. If you guys did not watch this year's Super Bowl and him singing the national anthem, oh my God, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. And you're right.
Yes, it was.
It's a mix. And Mr. Ferrari, you're right too. It's a mixture of eras. If you mix the eras together, like you said, Mr. Ferrari, it's not new. But everybody knows what, like Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars, yeah, he brought in the Motown. But think about where Motown came from. Look who helped started Motown with the Supremes, the Temptations, the Jackson 5, Marvin Gaye, Smokey Robinson. That was the influence. And it just didn't influence, and then, James Brown, Stevie Wonder. All of that influenced these artists that we know growing up, like an R. Kelly, like a Justin Timberlake, a Missy Elliott, a Bruno Mars, a Chris Stapleton, Billy Ray Cyrus. It influenced them, these music, these powerful people that are in this music that spoke to a generation. And
Absolutely.
in rap, rap music started in New York, Brooklyn, New York. It started there. And it started with Curtis Blow, Grandmaster Flash, and then it evolved. Then Run DMC. Well, a lot of people, I give Run DMC. When they say the Run DMC is the king of rock, Run DMC saved Aerosmith.
Oh yeah.
Walk This Way. And they took the rock and mixed the hip hop with it. It puts Aerosmith back on the map. And that's why they're getting ready to end their final tour starting in November. I'm going to the show in Kansas City. I gotta see Aerosmith in concert. Life robbed me of Michael Jackson and Prince. I'm going to see Aerosmith. I don't care if Steven Tyler's lips fall on stage. I'm going to see him sing Dream On, damn it. I don't give a damn. I don't care. Y'all can go ahead and buy Beyonce tickets. She's supposed to still be around as long as Jay-Z's kicking around and Kanye ain't gone crazy. I'm going to go see Aerosmith. But that's the same way it does with comedy. Right now, comedy, everyone's talking about Matt Rife. Okay, sure. We know Matt Rife when he had no teeth and didn't have his face looking like Carrot Top sunk in or anything like that too, but he made $40,000 so far. He's got a worldwide tour. He's making money. It evolved. And what I mean by comedy evolved, it started with Lenny Bruce, Red Fox, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, so on and so on and so on. Everything evolves, people. And everybody got to think. You got to have an open mind. Not every show, especially lately, because everything's now hip-hop dominant, but it's hip-hop dominant for the wrong reason. And there's a lot of up-and-coming artists in the rap game that have been getting knocked off from it. And I think the generation thinks that, that's what I'm supposed to be. No, that's not what you're supposed to be. What we're saying here tonight, if you want to get there, listen. Listen to what we're saying. Don't be influenced by what your friends are saying. Don't be influenced by what you see on social media. Don't be influenced by what those artists are portraying, because I guarantee you, 99.9% of the artists that are putting out this music do not live that life. We know this.
Right.
We know this. They didn't come from that life. We know this. But they want to live that life, and when you live that life, be prepared to accept the consequences when you get caught up. Mr. Ferrari. Mr. Ferrari.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you this question too. I'm going to ask you this question too, Dave.
Okay.
Give me your top 10 artists of all time, doesn't matter what genre.
Well,
Who goes first?
I'm going to go Mr. Ferrari.
All right.
I think when I was young, I think I was influenced by the same person. I think everybody was, Elvis. When I got my first guitar, I didn't know how to hold it, and I thought
Hmm.
I'll just look at a picture of Elvis, and however he's holding the guitar, that's how I'm going to hold it, and that's where I learned that. But I loved all kinds of artists. I love Johnny Mathis. I would listen to Johnny Mathis. I listened to Dean Martin. And I listened to Sammy Davis Jr. I mean, I had the opportunity of watching him live, and these people influenced me. And then as I grew older, there was the 60s and 70s music, and they influenced me. Then I got to the point where I wasn't just listening to the artist, I was listening to the arrangements. What was Quincy Jones doing with his arrangements? How did he put that together? How did Burt Bacharach make those arrangements? I was listening for all the string sounds and the horn sounds. David Foster. I listened to what he does. I really got intrigued with not just the artist, but people behind the music that were actually creating the music. And that's what I listen for today. I love to listen to the arrangements and how they were put together. And then I enjoy the artist. But I mean, I love the Beatles, all those people,
Right on.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Dave, give me your top 10. Any genre, doesn't matter.
Okay. So, like I said earlier, Metallica is probably like at the top of my list of groups, and that's all headed up by a guy named James Hetfield. And I think that he's probably one of my biggest inspirations for, I guess, the rock star that wants to come out of me. Guys like, I mentioned Chris Stapleton. He's at the top of my list for songwriters and just the way that he can perform with, his vocals and that stuff. And so, okay, and back, like in the 1990s, I was, like I said, that kind of stuff in that era. I was more into hip hop and rap. Obviously Snoop Dogg was at the top of the list. I
Uh-huh.
never did perform rap. I never did perform rap in any like band that I was ever in. But you can be influenced by the attitude just as much as the way that they put their lyrics across. So Snoop
Right.
Dogg was one of the big, the guys I followed at the time. And so it in that vein, but totally separate. It was more like the R&B, Boys to Men. They were
Yes.
huge in my mind. I mean, I couldn't think of a better way to sing than these four massive voices coming together and creating this one gigantic sound that sends you straight to heaven. And
Right.
other contemporaries at the time, Mariah Carey, obviously Whitney Houston. I still
Yes.
get the chills when I listen to her sing.
Yes, the national anthem performance in Super Bowl, number
Oh,
one. And you get
geez.
chills when you listen to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, absolutely. Other than that, more like some of the more country guys, Alabama. Those guys were a huge influence on the way that I heard, harmony and the way it should be put across. And um, let's see, I'm really actually kind of a metalhead too, so you know, there's just so much, man. Top 10. I got to think a little bit more of what I'm into these days and what I'm trying to accomplish. Guys like Luke Combs and Morgan
Okay.
Wallen, you know,
Wallen.
uh, yeah, yeah, it's good stuff. The way they put lyrics together, some of it's a little bit more infused with hip hop than others, but I think it's also kind of cool how they're able to do that. Talk about the things I grew up doing, but still in that vibe with hip hop in mind. Pretty cool. So
Yeah.
another guy that's really kind of hit the mark for me was oh gosh, there's Tyler Childers and then Cody Jinks, and
Okay.
these guys, they're a little bit more independent, but I think you were talking about music earlier and how it's going to be the next generation. There's a lot of feelings being talked about, you know, personal feelings by all these guys that are doing it these days, and I think that's just that's a good thing. You know, it deals with all the important stuff. Anyway, I don't know if I got my top 10 in there, but there must have been close to
Understandable. Understandable. Famo, you got a couple more questions for them before we head up out of here.
I just like to get their information, man, so they, come in and replay the show. Can y'all go ahead and let them know where they can find you and check you out so that they can support you?
Oh, you can go to johnmichaelferrari.com and you can see the schedule of where I'm gonna be performing, either Las Vegas or Nashville, and the awards. Oh yeah, and I think I'm getting some more awards next week.
Awesome.
Oh wow.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
wow.
awesome.
Amazing. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Those help out. When you get an award, it means a lot because you can take that and you can help promote yourself, and you can get other people to write reviews of your music, and that gets out to social media. All these things, work together in your favor if you know how to do it. And fortunately, I have Pepper J, my producer, and she does a lot of that work. She's on the computer talking to people all over the world from early morning to late at night, making communications, talking to people in Australia and who knows where, just everywhere.
Sounds like us, Famo.
Yeah.
Sounds like us. we do make a lot of connections.
The things that he's saying is valuable information, super valuable information.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, Dave. Let everybody know where they can find you, and both of you guys. Let them know where you guys will be performing next. Yeah, let them know where they can find you in your upcoming performances.
Right on. Well, currently we're spending quite a bit of time in the Idaho area. You know, I live somewhere near Boise. We play.
Tell Kanye I said what's up.
All right. We play all over the place in Idaho, and then we get into Oregon and Washington and the surrounding states, Nevada and Montana and Wyoming. But anyway, you can find me on the internet anytime, any day of the week. Go to any of your streaming platforms. I'm all over there. Dave Nudo. There's some stuff from Dave Nudo Band as well. But currently what we're under is just my name, Dave Nudo. That's Nudo. And you can go to davenudoband.com and hear some of my current music. And you can go to Facebook, Dave Nudo Band, and Instagram, Dave Nudo 3, the number 3, all one word, Dave Nudo 3. And I don't know, that's pretty much it as far as what I'm active on social media. But there's other places, but wherever you stream your favorite music, go there. You'll see me.
All right, Mr. Ferrari, let everybody know where you'll be performing next.
Well, if you go to johnmichaelferrari.com/tour, it'll have all the places that I'm performing this coming next week and everything after that. A lot of places.
All right, everybody in Famo, you got a big interview coming up this Friday on Famo Nation Forever Radio. Let the people know about it.
Man, this Friday, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, Famo Nation Forever Radio. We got, man, the artist, CEO, and distribution manager of GT Digital Entertainment, man. We've been rocking with her for a long time out in Grand Rapids, South Dakota. So they're going to be coming on the show. He's going to be coming on the show, man. We're going to let a lot of people get caught up to date with him, man, because, we connected with a lot of people. But when we do these things, other people get to be able to listen and learn just like we did when we came in connection with them. They get to do that also. So this is a big reason why we're doing this. So this Friday, 9:30 p.m., Famo Nation Forever Radio, Dice, man. Dice, owner, artist, and distribution manager of GT Digital Deeper Entertainment out in South Dakota, Grand Rapids, South Dakota. Going to be coming on, and I promise you, it's going to be a lot of great knowledge. He's worked with a lot of great artists. I know a lot of artists talk about distribution, and a lot of artists goes after things that they waste money on. And like Mr. Ferrari was saying, when you know the structure of certain things, it can save you. Well, you still gonna have to pay some money, but at least the money is going to something that's actually working towards getting you where you need to be, and not just going in somebody's pocket. So yeah, make sure y'all catch us doing that, man. And anything else, y'all can find me on Facebook if you want to. Famo Nation Forever Radio 2 Facebook page.
There it is, everybody. And of course, you guys know it's going down in 9 days, everybody. The Petty Murphy and Petty Murphy as petty as I want to be. Night tour, night 1, live Friday, June 23rd, live at the Record Bar, Kansas City, Missouri, 1520 Grand Boulevard. Everybody live with comedian performance from Taylor Lean, Josh Lynch, Peels, Terrence G, George Zilla, Lavetti Vegas, musical guest, the beautiful Danielle Deander, who you guys heard Body Conversation here live on Facebook Watch and on YouTube at the Petty Murphy Project. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe. Sick and Twisted, Dre Logic, Satilla STS. Ladies and gentlemen, it is hosted by Kendall Reed, everybody. Make sure you guys get y'all tickets for that show. The next night, we are going to be in Omaha, Nebraska at the Beach House Bar, everybody, with Terrence G, George Zilla, Peels, Taylor Lean, Josh Lynch. Camille Moon had to pull out due to some unfortunate situation with musical guests Sick and Twisted, Danielle Deanda, Shauna Knapp. Dre Logic will be on the 1s and 2s, everybody. Get y'all tickets now at the Beach House Bar. Contact Terrence G, George Zilla, Taylor Lean, Peels, and Cameron Edwards will be performing as well, doing comedy as well. Contact me, get your tickets, everybody. And then June 30th, we're going to do it again. Night 3, which I seen Famo said he going to be in the city June 30th. Here in Kansas City, everybody, going to be at Devo Live Events Friday, June 30th in Oakland Park, Kansas. We going down doing this again, everybody. Make sure you guys get y'all tickets, everybody. And what people need to know is that this is just a show. We're filming a movie. So the commercial, I will be filming a commercial again this Friday downtown. You won't know where, but you will see me downtown in Kansas City filming this commercial, everybody. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets to the Petty As I Want to Be tour, everybody. Y'all don't want As Petty As I Want to Be tour, everybody. Excuse me, it's been a very long day, everybody. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets, everybody. Artists, comedians, poets. If you want to get heard, submit me an interview request. You want to get your music heard? Submit me an audio drop. The MP3 or WAV file to the Petty Murphy Project at gmail.com. Or send your music to at chopfunnyradio@gmail.com. Your music will get heard on multiple platforms worldwide, across countries, across the world, everybody. And then you can follow the Petty Murphy Project on Facebook at facebook.com/the Petty Murphy Project, Instagram at the Petty Murphy Project, TikTok at the Petty Murphy Project, and make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel at the Petty Murphy Project, everybody. For Dave Nudo and John Michael Ferrari, and for the Mister from Famo Nation Forever Radio, and to those watching worldwide on Facebook Watch and on YouTube at the Petty Murphy Project channel, I'm Petty Murphy, and I approve this message. You have been watching Project Jurkk here on the Petty Murphy Project, and we're going to ride out with Brand Game, YL Dallas, and Night Train the Brand, everybody. Bless the flakes, everybody. We will see you in 2 weeks on Project Jurkk, everybody. I'll see you then.
Let's go.
You feel me? I'm wishing blessings for the place. Oh no, wishing blessings for the place. Bless them. I cannot fuck with you niggas. They fuck with you niggas. Cause y'all do the most. Why y'all act just like some bitches? That's why I'm so low. I'm by my money, little nigga. Don't fuck with my dough. Everything that glitters and gold. Listen to me, there's no lobbying told. We all gotta burn a little nigga. So lose all that tough shit. See, murder is easy. Until them gloves click, you don't live by a code. So all your boys gon' snitch. Can't trust you little niggas. I know you gon' fold quick. Hey, what it means to be a real one, they don't know. Yeah, all the real ones gone. Blake's on that Blake shit. Yeah, let them flakes on that hate. Please bless all these flake niggas. I'm wishing blessings for the flakes. Oh no, wishing blessings for the flakes. Please bless all these flake niggas. You fake niggas for the flakes. Oh no, blessings for the flakes. Bless them, bless them. I'm wishing blessings for the flakes. Bless all these whole niggas. You know niggas who you are. I'm wishing blessings for my enemies. Blessings for the flakes. Bless them, bless them.
Flake. I can't fuck with those. Yeah, them hoes really need to go. Yeah, that's a motherfucking show. Yeah, cause I can't fuck with. Go and fuck with flake niggas on full with. Old school, call it ratting, I just call it flake shit. 2 shots, take it down, boom, now you're over with. Killing whole bloodline, they be on that flake shit. Yeah, they be on that flake shit. Yeah, they be on that flake shit. Kill his whole bloodline, let them lay bleed out. They be on that flake shit.
I'm wishing blessings for the flakes. Oh no, blessings for the flakes. Please bless all these flake niggas. You fake niggas.